Hello, everyone. Thanks for being with us. I'm Amanda Hill.
And I'm Brian Yacono. We start with information just into our newsroom this afternoon. A body has been found at a home on Larkin Street in Bangor. According to police, officers were called to that home a little after 9 this morning, and there officers say they found a female who was dead. Investigators say a co-worker of that person went to the home after she didn't show up for work this morning. That body, we're told, will be taken to the medical examiner's office. Bangor police not sharing much else right now. Officers are still investigating. Unacceptable and disturbing. That is what the superintendent of Portland Public Schools is now calling an incident where symbols of hate were drawn outside an elementary school.
As News Center Maine's Alex Haskell finds, the local Jewish community says this act is painful to see.
Graffiti is almost everywhere in Portland, on buildings, the backs of signs. To many, the words are meaningless, if you can even read them. At times, it's fun, but other times, graffiti can be hateful. Its message clear, like it was here at Rowe Elementary School.
I think my first reaction was sadness.
Hannah Estrin is the rabbi at Temple Bethel, speaking to us after swastikas were found at Rowe, graffitied on a gate post by the school bus loading area, as well as a sign.
That is a symbol that has a lot of history and a lot of weight for Jews.
One of pain that Estrin says the whole Jewish community is affected by.
It makes it hard to go out and do tikkun olam to help to make a better world, because we end up spending energy bouncing back against that hate.
In a letter, Portland Public Schools Superintendent Ryan Scallon says acts or symbols of hate and discrimination have no place in our school community, and we will not tolerate any behavior that threatens our shared values of respect, belonging, and kindness. Scallon goes on to say police are investigating. Despite the symbols being removed, Estrin says the incident is even having an impact on kids in the area.
We have a 13-year-old in the community that doesn't feel safe enough to wear a Jewish star and to be proud of who she is.
Due to the fact anti-Semitism isn't rare, popping up every now and then. So moving forward, Estrin encourages everyone to focus on where their time and energy is spent.
I don't want to spend my energy hating people. I want to spend my energy making this a better world, making it a stronger community, a safer community.
Because there's more that joins us than divides us. In Portland, Alex Haskell, News Center, Maine.
Meanwhile, around 75 students at Holton Middle High School walked out against sexual violence this morning. The walkout comes after a collection of images of more than 100 girls at the school circulated on social media. Some students are calling the list a rape list. The school and Holton police are looking into what happened, but police say there is not a threat and nothing has violated the law. Students today say they want the school to do more to protect students that have been sexually harassed.
A lot of women are scared to speak out about it because they aren't believed or they aren't heard, and we want to make it heard here because a lot of stuff happens here. A lot of stuff has happened to me, my friends, and I want to make it a safe place.
The RSU 29 superintendent supported the walkout, saying the district is working to collaborate with and protect students, adding that there is always room for improvement.
Ryan Breton has a look at our forecast. Ryan, it was just this morning I really noticed how brown a lot of the grass has turned, so tomorrow's forecast is going to be helpful.
It will be soaking up the rain tomorrow, Brian and Amanda, that's for sure. A few showers out there now, but the bulk of the moisture still to our west and south, and this is our rain that's coming for tomorrow. But right now there are a few showers in spots, mostly dry over southern Maine. We had a couple come through the Portland area earlier, maybe a couple of sprinkles still in spots, especially around Augusta over to Jefferson. The most showers at the moment, Bangor down to Bucksport, Castine, getting into a little bit of rain right now. So there may be a shower that comes through this evening, and then a better chance for showers toward and after midnight tonight. First in western Maine, then moving into eastern Maine as the night goes along. And tomorrow will be a wet day. Off and on rain, some showers out there during the morning commute, but likely some heavier rain late morning into early afternoon, and then one more surge that may come through during the early evening. And this may actually have some thunder with it. And it looks like especially central and southern Maine, the potential is there for 1 to 2 inches of rain. So you'll need the wet weather gear from start to finish tomorrow. Periods of rain for the morning commute. Fairly wet during the middle of the day with that next surge coming in. And then we may end with a downpour or even a thunderstorm tomorrow evening. I'll be back with more on this rain and also the hurricane down in the tropics in just a bit.
People in the town of Scarborough right now are in disagreement over the Maine Turnpike Authority's proposed Gorham Connector route.
Town councilors will vote next week to decide whether to formally withdraw support for the connector. That project is intended to alleviate rush hour traffic congestion. Town councilor Don Cushing wrote a resolution saying it's a reflection of what people have been telling him the last several months. He says many people don't support the current connector plans because of environmental impacts, including cutting through part of Smiling Hill Farm's land. Cushing says he hopes the town can continue to work with the Turnpike and the Maine DOT to look at other solutions.
This resolution is not my idea. This resolution is basically what I believe my job is to do, is to try to represent the people of Scarborough. And unless I've got a really good reason to disagree with them, I'm not going to.
That we want to revisit everything, outline it better, walk through things with the public in a way that they are brought along better and allow them some input before we just say, here it is, which is what we did the first time.
That was Turnpike Authority spokesperson Erin Courtney, who says the Gorham Connector route is not set in stone. She says the Turnpike is still committed to looking at ways to fix traffic congestion in the region and says they are reviewing some of the options they had previously listed as alternatives. Teachers in RSU 21 have been working without new labor contracts since the beginning of the school year. The district includes Kennebunkport, and Arundel.
And after an emotional outburst from a school board member last week, the union representing educators says the board is illegally interfering with negotiations. News 7 Maine's Raya Wooten has more.
We moved here for this district, and this is not the district that we moved here for.
Parents whose children attend RSU 21 schools have been sharing their criticisms about the school district's leadership for months.
Just thinking of working a job where you didn't have a contract and still showing up, I'm honestly impressed.
But now, the district's teachers union, Kennebunkport Education Association, is taking action against the district.
I'm very proud of them. I'm not surprised to see a statement after the meeting that they referenced last week.
The teachers union issuing a press release Tuesday, formally accusing RSU 21's school board of engaging in prohibited labor practice, violating the rights of its employees under state labor laws. The union claims school board members are interfering with the negotiation process. Their complaint calls out the school board's chief negotiator, Kirsten Shipero, for claiming her family has received threats and is being terrorized by RSU 21 teachers.
On multiple occasions, educators in this district have used my 4-year-old daughter to retaliate against my family. That is wildly inappropriate and illegal.
In a statement in response to the teachers union's claims against the district, RSU 21's school board chair Leslie Stoffler writes, "These allegations are false. We are currently engaged in a formal mediation process with KAKEA, which we entered into good faith. Our focus remains on fair negotiations and reaching a mutually beneficial agreement through this structured, impartial process." RSU 21's communications specialist Matt Schimberg says he had no prior knowledge of the district's school board member receiving threats. He says he believes those claims fall under school board issues, and any questions about those claims should be directed to the school board chair.
The allegations are incredibly serious.
The teachers union says no proof of Shipero's claims have been provided, and they're now asking the Maine Labor Relations Board to issue an order requiring the RSU 21 school board to cease and desist from interfering with the union's work. In Kennebunk, Raya Wooten, News Center, Maine.
Still ahead right here on News Center Maine at 5 today, an explosion at a courthouse in California. We'll have the details next in your Evening Rush.
And later, an American company is taking small but significant steps toward fighting climate change by literally absorbing carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere. Pictures posted on social media sites of girls who all go to the same middle and high school prompted students at that school to walk out today in protest. Good evening, everyone. I'm Amanda Hill.
And I'm Brian Yacono. The students say the girls are having to deal with something no one should have to: sexual harassment.
News Center Maine's Katie Delaney was there when about 75 students at Holton Middle High School walked out, saying school administrators should be doing more to clamp down on the behavior and more to protect their peers.
Students walking out of Holton Middle High School, taking a stand against sexual harassment and assault. For many, these issues hit close to home.
Today I decided to walk out because I've had instances in not just this school, but when I was younger, where I went through sexual assault and harassment.
Last year, I was sexually harassed in the hallway.
I haven't experienced sexual assault within the school, but I have experienced it.
Students sharing their stories and uplifting each other.
A lot of women are scared to speak out about it because they aren't believed or they aren't heard, and we want to make it heard here.
The walkout comes after a collection of photos of more than 100 girls at the school circulated on social media that some students are calling a rape list. Police say there is no threat or violation of the law, but many students are concerned.
I was on it and I was really scared. I will admit that. I felt really uncomfortable going to school.
Students say this incident is part of an ongoing issue of sexual harassment in and out of school.
This has been years of it, and it's not just one event.
Many saying the school has not properly addressed these incidents.
It feels like they don't care.
We've been asked what we've done to provoke it, and it's not just me. I know many other people that have had harassment and assault happen to them in this school, and nothing has been done.
RSU 29 Superintendent Joe Fagnan supports the walkout and says the district is working to protect and collaborate with students. Fagnan says they've hired a student success coordinator this year to keep up with these investigations.
And we're already catching up with many of these concerns and doing a better job. So there's always room for improvement to work with students and families.
Students pushing for more care to be put into helping those who have been sexually harassed in school and more consequences for perpetrators.
No one wants to not feel safe where they go every day.
In Holton, Katie Delaney, News Center, Maine.
Holton Middle High School officials and police are still investigating the recent photo list incident, and they are continuing to meet with students who've been affected. We're told they are planning to wrap up the investigation by next week. Portland school officials and members of Maine's Jewish community are speaking out after several hate symbols were found at an elementary school.
Superintendent Ryan Scanlon says swastikas were drawn on a gate post and school bus sign at Rowe Elementary School. In a letter to the community, he says the symbols have been removed and police are investigating. And he went on to say this act of discrimination has no place in the school community. A local rabbi telling News Center Maine seeing kids exposed to this kind of hate is painful, and she encourages all people to focus on what joins us instead of what divides us.
No, I don't want to spend my energy hating people. I want to spend my energy making this a better world, making it a stronger community, a safer community. I'm not talking safer necessarily from anti-Semitism, but a safer in every way. Because together we can build a beautiful world.
Portland police tell us there are no security cameras where this happened and there are no suspects at this time. Students at Bucksport High School sent home early today because of something that appeared on social media. Midway through the morning, the school posted a message on its Facebook page saying students would be sent home out of an abundance of caution after a, quote, specified safety concern came to the administration's attention. There was no immediate threat. Bucksport police are investigating.
The union representing teachers in RSU 21 is taking action against the district's school board, claiming board members are interfering with the labor contract negotiation process. The district includes Kennebunkport, and Arundel. Teachers in RSU 21 have been working without new labor contracts since the beginning of the school year. A school board member had an emotional outburst during last week's school board meeting, accusing teachers in the district of threatening and harassing her and her family. The teachers union says they have seen no proof of the board members' claims, and parents from the district say they're surprised.
And that's why I sent an email to the school board asking them to investigate, because if that was the case, that is not okay. And a staff member who had done something like that should absolutely be held accountable. But if it wasn't true, or if it was exaggerated, that is slander. And if they got some kind of pushback at their job because of it, that would be defamation. Like, that is not appropriate to make without evidence, in my opinion.
The teachers union is asking the Maine Labor Relations Board to step in and prevent school board members from allegedly interfering with negotiations. District leaders say the union's claims against the district are false. Now to the latest on the Maine Turnpike Authority's proposed Gorham Connector project.
It, as we reported, has faced criticism since the agency announced plans for the 4.5-mile connector earlier this year. The road would run from exit 45 on the Maine Turnpike, which is in South Portland, and end at the Gorham bypass off Route 114. But now Scarborough town councilors are on the brink of potentially withdrawing the town's support for the project. Here's News Center Maine's Sam Olson.
The Maine Turnpike Authority's Gorham Connector route has been in the works for more than a decade. But now, some of Scarborough's town leaders say they don't like the plans.
This resolution is not my idea. This resolution is basically what I believe my job is to do, is to try to represent the people of Scarborough. And unless I've got a really good reason to disagree with them, I'm not going to.
Town Councilor Don Cushing wrote a resolution he says reflects what people have been telling him for the last several months. He says many don't support the current connector plans because of environmental impacts, including cutting through part of Smiling Hill Farm's land.
If this goes through, I have no doubt in my mind that we will not be milking cows anymore.
Smiling Hill Farm co-owner Michael Knight says the route would claim about 45 acres of hayfield along the western section of the property. Cushing says he, along with many others, are not willing to sacrifice the 300-year-old farm as a way to alleviate traffic in the area. Traffic some people describe as awful.
If awful means that I need to sit in my car for another 5 minutes on my way home in exchange for not cutting a road across Smiling Hill Farm, I'll take that.
I've seen it from the start, yeah.
However, Town Councilor Jean Marie Caterina lives on Route 114. She says she regularly sees bumper-to-bumper traffic during morning and evening commutes.
It's not an option to do nothing. It just isn't.
Caterina says she doesn't want the town to entirely withdraw their support. Rather, she wants the town to suspend its support and reevaluate the connector once the turnpike reviews its options.
Things are still in flux. Nothing is set in stone right now.
MTA spokesperson Erin Courtney says the turnpike is still committed to looking at ways to ease traffic congestion. She says they are reviewing some of the options they had previously listed as alternatives.
We want to revisit everything, outline it better, walk through things with the public in a way that they are brought along better and allow them some input.
Sam Olson, News Center, Maine.
Town councilors will vote on the resolution next Wednesday. Councilor Cushing, by the way, says he hopes the town votes to withdraw its support, but hopes they can continue to work with the Turnpike and the Maine DOT to look at new creative solutions to those traffic issues. When we come back right here, honoring Maine's military veterans by renaming structures we use every day.
Leanne Stapleton introduces us to a woman who wants us to think of a veteran every time we cross a bridge. It's an idea that's catching on. That story as News Center Maine at 6 continues.